What's up, guys, and welcome back to my reading journey. Hope you're all doing absolutely fantastic, and today, as usual, we're going to continue the book by Cicero on the ideal orator. It's going to be the 74th part of the second book, so let's get started. It will soon be easier to understand what sort of jokes these are when we have turned our attention to the actual types of the humorous. For there are two types of witticisms, one of which work through content, the other through sayings. Through content, whenever something like an anecdote is told, such as you, Crassus, once used against Mimmius. You said that he had swallowed Largus' arm when the two were in a fight over a mistress at Tarracina. A witty story, but just the same, you had entirely fabricated it yourself. To round it off, you added that the letters MMLLL were written on the walls all over Tarracina at that time, and that when you asked what they stood for, one of the old locals told you, Mordacious Mimmius lacerates Largus' limb. You can see how witty, how refined, and how fitting for the orator this type of humor is. Whether you have the true story to tell, which should still be spiced with little lies, or whether you have fabricated one. The good thing about this type is that you describe the actions in such a way that the character, the manner of speaking, and all the facial expressions of the person about whom you are telling the story are portrayed, so that it seems that to the audience that all actions and events are taking place right there and then. A kind of humor that likewise resides in content is the one based on an imitation that amounts to caricature. An example, again from Crassus, is when he exclaimed, by your nobility, by your family. It was surely only his imitation of features and voice that set the whole public meeting laughing. But when he said, by your statues, and with arms stretched out, also added an element of gesture, we roared with laughter even more. Russia's well-known imitation of an old man belongs to this class. It is for you that I'm planting these trees. Antiphon, he says, and what I hear speaking is gloomy old age. Now, while this whole category is humorous in itself, it must be handled with the greatest caution. For taking imitation too far, just like being obscene is something that actors in mimes and mimics do. The orator should employ imitation slyly, so that the hearer imagines more than he actually sees. In addition, the orator must give proof of his own good manners and modesty by avoiding dishonorable words and obscene subjects. These two categories, then, belong to the type of humor that depends on content. They are peculiar to the witticisms of the continuous kind, in which the characters of individuals are described and molded in such a way that the telling of a story makes it clear what sort of people they are, or the insertion of a brief imitation reveals that they have a conspicuous fault that will make the audience laugh. Alright, guys, so we have done with another part, and we're going to continue tomorrow on the next one. Thank you for joining me in this reading session. See you tomorrow. Bye.